Olá a todos, bem-vindos a este canal. O meu nome é Sofia. If you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. Each Thursday, I release a new video. One week I explain in Portuguese and another week I explain in English. Most of my Portuguese spoken videos are related with culture and mannerisms, and in English I explain very detailed grammar aspects that are relevant for all levels. So without further ado, let's get started. In today's video, we are diving into a classic question that confuses almost every Portuguese learner. What's the difference between tive and tinha? Both mean I had in English, but they are not interchangeable. First of all, if it's your first time coming along these expressions, make sure to watch my other video, 3 forms of past tense. This video will explain you in detail what are the different forms of past tense that exist. Tive and tinha both have 2 different conjugations. One, pretérito perfeito, past simple, if we generalize and simplify in a very superficial way, and another one in pretérito imperfeito, past continuous. Stay with me until the end because I will share common mistakes to avoid, bonus expressions, and a practice tip to make this stick for good. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss future lessons in European Portuguese. So, tive and tinha. Let's start with tive. What does it mean, tive? Tive comes from the pretérito perfeito. It's used when you want to talk about something that happened at a specific time in the past and that is now finished. My teachers in school used to teach me that pretérito perfeito is perfect. Pretérito perfeito. And because it's perfect, it's very much enclosed in time. It's one single event and it's completely over. This is in a very simplified way, past simple. So think of it like one event done and over. For example, ontem tive uma reunião. Yesterday I had a meeting. Em 2019 tive uma experiência incrível. In 2019 I had an amazing experience. Tive uma dor de cabeça esta manhã. I had a headache this morning. So if it happened once and it's done, we use tive. The next one is tinha. What does tinha means? This is pretérito imperfeito, a form from pretérito imperfeito that we use when we are talking about something that was ongoing, habitual, or just part of the background in past. This form suggests continuity, repetition, or something that was not yet concluded. Again, bringing back this example from school times, in which my teachers would say, Perfeito is perfect, so we know exactly when it started and when it finished, and Imperfeito is imperfect, is somewhere in the past, we don't know quite yet when it started, when it's finishing. We know it has more of a period of time, it's much more fluid. Let's take a look at some examples. Quando era criança, tinha muitos brinquedos. When I was a child, I had a lot of toys. Tinha dores de cabeça quase todos os dias. I used to have headaches almost every day. Quando cheguei, percebi que tinha esquecido da carteira. When I arrived, I realized I had forgotten my wallet. If it was in progress, repeated, or just part of the scene, we use tinha. Now let's look at the more formal explanation of what distinguish Tive and Tinha. This relies in a matter of time. Tive is part of Pretérito Perfeito, the third person singular in active voice, and expresses an action that is located in a very specific moment in past. On the other hand, Tinha is part of Pretérito Imperfeito, still third person of singular in active voice, and this time it refers to a fact in past, but it's not concluded, it's not finished. It expresses more an idea of duration and continuity. Two examples. First, eu tive cão. No verão, ainda tinha o meu cão. First example expresses more the fact that I acquire a dog. Second example expresses more the fact that during the summer I still had this dog. It's not a specific moment in time when I acquired, but it's more the duration of that I still had it. A quick comparison between Tive and Tinha. Let's compare them side by side. Tive uma dor de cabeça. I had a headache. Once and finished. Tinha dores de cabeça com frequência. I used to have headaches frequently. It's habitual fact. If it happened once, we use tive. If it was repeated or ongoing, we use tinha. What about had also? This is também tive versus também tinha. This is a common learner's questions. How do I say I had also? The word também also doesn't change the rule. What it matters here is the time context. Também tive is a completed past action. For example, também tive irmão, mas ele morreu jovem. I also had a brother, but he died young. Também tinha is a ongoing or a background information. Naquela altura também tinha uma irmã que vivia conosco. At that time, I also had a sister who lived with us. Most common mistakes that learners make between tinha e tive. Here are the top 3 mistakes I hear from students. Using tive for habits. Todos os dias tive aulas de português. This is not correct. Instead, use todos os dias tinha aulas de português. I had Portuguese classes every day. Again, it's all a matter of time context. Second mistake, using tinha for one-off events. Tinha acidente ontem. It's not correct. Tive acidente ontem. I had an accident yesterday. Third mistake, and it's a very common one, forgetting tinha in storytelling. Telling stories in past, you need tinha to describe the setting. For example, era uma noite fria, eu tinha pouco dinheiro e nenhum sítio para ficar. It was a cold night. I had little money and nowhere to stay. Now let's do some practice. Here's a sentence you can complete in 2 different ways. So try both. Ontem uma ideia brilhante. Quando era adolescente, sempre ideias malucas. Write your answers in the comments and I will reply and correct if needed. So now you know. Use tive when something happened once and it's done. And use tinha when something was ongoing, habitual, or descriptive. Context matters and it's everything. The key is whether the past event was completed or continues. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with someone learning Portuguese. I hope this helped. Leave your comments below, either if you have any question that you would like to see in the next videos, or even if you are completing the practice at the end of this video. I see you next time. Até já!